Hello guys, today I'm going to take a break from pros. You remember I am also a healthcare professional. My church has this thing where they call community groups where we talk about life challenges, things that happen in life. I was privileged to take the topic, a healthcare focused topic, and they liked it so much they wanted me to share it with others. So I decided to make a video of it so that I can share it with you like I'm doing now. The topic was focused on IVF and fertility. Like your engagement on this topic. We'll start with fertility, understanding fertility. Fertility refers to the ability of an individual to reproduce through normal sexual activity, where the man and the woman, they meet, the male, female, they copulate, and then the woman gets pregnant without assistance, without thinking much of it. It happens. That is fertility. And fertility is of two types. The normal automatic one, which happens when a male and a female copulate, which is called in vivo. And then the one that happens through assistance, mostly happens outside of the female body, which is called in vitro. So we have in vivo fertilization and we have in vitro fertilization of a mature egg cell to be able to form a baby. For pregnancy to occur naturally, automatically, there are things that have to be considered. Healthy sperm production by the male, production of viable eggs by the female, unblocked fallopian tubes to allow the sperm to reach the egg, successful fertilization of the egg and implantation of the fertilized egg in the lining of the uterus. So what happens is if the male sperm production is not enough, or if the sperms are not viable, it can affect fertility because, like I said, sperm goes through a lot to get the egg. A lot of sperms lose their life. I don't know if I can say that. They lose their life to get egg. So a man has to release like a lot. Let's say a 10 mil of semen, you might have up to 5,000 sperms. Because these sperms, a lot of them won't even make it into the uterus. They won't even be able to meet the egg. Because along the way, things happen. The man might use a condom. The man might stand up before he's done ejaculating and some fall off. The man might stand. She might wash. Like a lot of things happen. The uterus is like with two hands. These are the ovaries. So when the ovaries over here are stimulated and they release an egg, the egg goes to the fallopian tube and stays there, which is where the sperm has to travel to go and meet it, and then fertilization occurs, and then it travels to the uterus and implants itself. So if the fallopian tube is blocked and the sperm cannot reach the egg, or the fertilized egg cannot travel to the uterus, it's a problem. And if the egg actually implants in the fallopian tube and starts to grow, a case known as ectopic pregnancy occurs, which is very dangerous for the woman. I've explained to you how the automatic fertilization occurs and how a woman gets pregnant. Now, factors that can influence the fertility in both men and women are age. We all know that as a person's age declines, the biological clock starts to decline. So it starts to run out of time. And it's more in women. From ages 35 and above, fertility starts to drastically reduce so that menopause can set in. So likewise for male, although for males, a lot of them at 60 can still get a woman pregnant. Then lifestyle choices like smoking, excessive alcohol consumption, drug use, poor diet, obesity, they can negatively impact fertility for both male and female. So in this topic, I'm just brushing up the surface. I'm just talking about what I talked about in church. I'm not going deeper into it. But if there's anyone that you want me to go deeper into it, you can let me know in the comment section and I might do another video to properly explain that. Then the next is stress. High stress levels can disrupt hormonal balance and affect fertility in both sexes. So stress stimulates the production of cortisol, which can affect or disrupt the other hormones that are supposed to help in fertility. Then medications, certain medications interfere with fertility. So if you're a couple trying to get pregnant and you are being placed on medication, you have to always ask if this medication is going to have any effects on you. So the one that are factors that affect primarily women, we have ovulation, we have uterine and cervical abnormalities, we have endometriosis, we have pelvic inflammatory disease, and we have premature ovarian failure. So ovulation disorders, irregular or absent ovulation. Ovulation needs to take place for you to be able. That's when the mature egg is released. So if you don't have ovulation at the right time, or you don't even have ovulation at all, of course there's no egg, which means the sperm will not see anything. For uterine and cervical abnormalities like blockage of the fallopian tube, some people have closed cervix, like whatever abnormality that can exist. I'm not going to go deeper. Endometriosis, which is a condition where the uterine tissue grows outside of the uterine wall instead of inside it. Then we have pelvic inflammatory disease, as can affect the fallopian tube too. We have the premature ovarian failure, which is early onset of menopause in some women. It has been recorded that some people experience menopause as early as 30 years. So now factors that affect primarily men. We have low sperm count, we have low sperm quality. If your sperm count is not sufficient, like I said, sperm goes through a lot to get to the female egg. So if you don't release enough sperms, all of them might die on the way before they get to the female, to the egg that they're supposed to fertilize. So which is why sperm count is important. You have to have enough sperm count and sperm quality too. Some people's sperms have abnormalities. They're abnormally shaped, they can't travel, they don't have the protein that is required to break down the wall of the egg, or generally any problem with the sperm quality too will affect you being able to impregnate a woman. So hormonal imbalance, testosterone that helps in sperm production too. If you don't have sperm production, you will not have anything to do in impregnating a woman. There is varicocele, enlarged veins in the scrotum. It can affect your sperm quality. There is environmental factors such as exposure to toxins. Certain chemicals can harm sperm production. Exposure to such chemicals, they can be absorbed through your skin, which can harm your sperm production. And also heat. Yes, heat affects the quality of your sperm. So your balls are outside of your body for a reason. They are not supposed to be the same temperature with your body. It's supposed to be cooler. So which is why they are outside. So if you are fond of placing laptops on your lap, as a man, I think you should stop that. If you need to work with the laptop on your lap, I suggest you place a pillow and then the laptop on the pillow, or you fold blankets, but the heat should not get. And mind the boxers you wear. Do not wear boxers that are nylon material. Wear cotton so that enough ventilation can get in there and cooler temperatures can be maintained. Then we also have infection. Infection affects both sexes. STIs are sexually transmitted infections like chlamydia, gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, HIV can affect the quality of your fertility. We have talked about the in vivo fertilization. Now we are talking about the in vitro fertilization, which occurs outside of the female body, mostly in a laboratory dish, and then implanted into the woman. Steps for IVF to happen: the woman is given drugs to stimulate production of eggs. These eggs are retrieved and then mixed, fertilized with the sperm collected by her spouse. And then when the fertilized eggs have formed healthy embryos, the best embryos are selected and implanted into the woman, usually about 3 embryos. Sometimes these embryos may not end up developing into a fetus. So sometimes, let's say they implant 3 into the woman and 2 do not survive, 1 survives, she gives birth to 1. If 2 survive, she gives birth to twins. If the 3 of them survive, triplets. So that's how it works. The embryos are introduced back into the woman, where they are implanted, where they attach to the uterus and they form the placenta, and then they start growing. So there isn't really much about IVF. The only thing is that it is assisted. Since for whatever reason the doctor has examined and it happens that the woman fertilization cannot take place in the woman's body, it has been examined and they see that it's going to be very difficult for a woman to get pregnant naturally. So this is where the assistance comes in. So once they are done, once fertilization has been reached and the cell phases has gone into mitosis, meiosis, and it is now in an embryonic stage. The embryo is now implanted, is now reintroduced into the woman's uterus, and from there the baby grows. So the success rates of IVF has proved to be quite high, although not everybody is lucky, but it has a significant success rate. So an IVF affects, you have to be ready for IVF emotionally, physically, financially. It's quite draining, it's exhausting, it's something you have to prepare for. So now the ethical concerns, most religions argue. They say it's man playing God by being the one to fertilize an egg. Okay, the fate of the other fertilized eggs and embryos that were not used, they are disposed, that they are disposing life. So I think from everything, medical science believes that life starts from when an embryo has a heartbeat, and once it starts from 4 to 6 weeks, it should have an heartbeat, and from there it enters a fetal stage. So in medical science, yes, it is a basic unit of life, it is a cell, but is it really human life? I don't know, scientists should answer. Is it really human life at that stage? Any other religion that has a problem with IVF, I really want to know. I mentioned the two main argued points, that man is playing God and it's against God's will. But I would say this, I believe it's not man playing God, except in the cases of people trying to create designer babies. That is where I would say, okay, it is man playing God. You're playing with another person's life. But in this case, it's just like you having surgery. Your body cannot heal itself. You may have tried medications and other alternative treatments and it did not work. And then it gets to the point where they actually have to cut you open. So that's what I view IVF like. It's still man trying to help man, still trying to help yourself. God gave you the knowledge to be able to do this, for us to advance to the point where IVF can happen. So is it really bad? And if it's bad to you, let me know why. Yeah, that's it for today. Fertility and IVF. I hope to do more videos like this soon. Bye.